Anderson School, Ipoh. A story from an old school in Ipoh, the Anderson School. A prestigious school that Perak royalties attend, is now 116, opened in 1909. This school has a boarding school for non-Ipoh students and also house athletes. The school is separated by a small river from Fair Park. Fair Park had a very old building which is now demolished and replaced with new shops. Back then, the dormitory faced this old building. Story went on with an athlete, bright and young, having to train until late evening almost every day. When he got back to his dormitory, walking in the corridors, he could hear a tap 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 sound. Every time when he turned his head, he found no one and shrugged it off. This continued for quite some time and it bothered him. At the same time, he noticed that there was a girl always looking at him at the same time and in the same room. He would always be at the same window, head tilted to a side and resting on the window bar and her knuckles supported her chin. The boy noticed that she would stare at him immensely and fondly, as if falling in love with him. This bothered him even more and her appearance disturbed him. The tapping sound was more frequent and more annoying as time went by. Surprisingly, the boy didn't find it scary but irritating. Every time he looked back, he found no one. One day, after he had performed his routine training, he walked back to his hostel and headed to his room. This time, he heard a tapping sound again. He stopped to listen carefully and the tapping sound stopped too. When he sped up, the tapping tempo increased. Irritated, he turned his head to look at the back again but this time, he did something differently. He looked at the ground. To his horror, he saw the girl was crawling on the floor, following him and making the tapping sounds with her elbow. Her lower part of the body was gone so she needed to crawl for mobility.